Hello, hello. Relax, Kenton. Yep,
Oh,
relax. So, guess what? We decided to come up here on Saturday because I feel like we haven't been on here for a while. Usually we do our Friday wisdom on Fridays, but today is Saturday, and I thought, well, we haven't uploaded anything in a while. You haven't seen Kenton. Say hello, Kenton.
hey folks.
Well, you're talking to one person at a time. Don't think of it, it's a crowd. It's just one
No,
person at a
no,
time, right?
it's been a while.
I know, right? It's been a while, so we're feeling a little rusty with the YouTube live situation, right? Hello, who's that? Who said hi? Can you read, honey?
Yeah, it's Ashley, Charles, and then Cynthia. Get that?
Really?
Yeah, from the Cornell crew.
Really? Cynthia's on? No way. Hi, Cynthia. I hope to see you in a few months, all the way in Florida. That would be awesome. So yeah, like I said, we haven't been on here in a while. You probably saw the last upload I put up was about 5 days ago. Although I've been working on content and I have like some shorts that I put on. Some of you were irritated by some of my shorts, but that's okay. It's all in play. And I thought, hey, you haven't seen Kenton, so let me stop talking. Let you say hello to Kenton. Hopefully he can, fill you in what he's been up to.
Eating.
Eating.
As you can see by the look of it, stress eating. So, just, work and
Look over there.
school.
Look over
I'm looking
there.
at you because
No,
I'm
don't
talking
look
to
at me.
you.
Look at over there.
Talking to you. So, no, just busy. Very, very, very busy. So,
Right, right, right. So did you miss me? I know I love asking you that. Did you miss me
yeah,
or did you like the silence when I wasn't here? Be
it's,
honest.
uh, boy.
Yeah, be honest.
So, it's like with any long-term relationship, there are those, moments of solitude is good. So, but then it can get too quiet. So, you know, so it's a balance. So,
So you enjoyed your moments of solitude.
I mean, no, it's just, you have to allow, time to, do the things you need to do. So I'm extremely busy. So it's not like,
Right,
I had
right,
moments to dwell on it. And I was happy that, you spend time with family and stuff. You can't, be clinging on each other every second of the
right.
day. So,
And to be honest, I was actually kind of happy that it's been so long since I've been, separated from you. So it was good to spend that time with my family
yeah.
because I think sometimes my family thinks like, oh, Habiba doesn't do anything without Kenton, and or we're too attached at the hip. I'm sure some people may think that, but I think we enjoy each other's company. We like being together, but we're also quite independent. Because I think obviously you function fine without me, right? And I mean, I feel like I'm fine, without you, but of course I do miss your company.
Yeah,
And I do miss the cuddles every now and then,
sure.
snuggling.
Sure. I'm good for the winter, terrible for the summer.
That's right.
So,
That's right. I'm
so
always cold in bed, TMI. Except like now when it starts to get a little warmer, I don't like anything hot next to me. Too hot. So
so
anyway, shout out to my brother, by the way. Shout out to my brother, who you guys have been following the journey with my mom since they moved from Queens, New York, to his home in the mountains. That was definitely an interesting journey. Quite emotional. There were a lot of things behind the scene you didn't see that I didn't share, but I try to keep it positive because that's the purpose, right? Nobody wants to get on YouTube and just feel agitated and upset all the time.
well, I mean, it's a challenging time. I mean,
Right,
the market is just crazy. So just for him to finally, and as a first-time home buyer in this
right.
market, I mean, yeah, it's a very big positive win, and it's celebrate. But it was a long journey. I mean, in a sense of
Right.
that, you know, just think of it, just you think you have enough to qualify for a home, and then the goalpost keeps moving because the price keeps rising, and every time then you have to requalify, or you have to have a larger down payment, and he was working double shifts and
Well,
overnight. And,
he still works like
yeah,
doubles a lot. He
but he was
still
doing,
works
he
tough.
was doing that for
Right.
over a
Right.
year.
Right. Right.
I mean, he was, you know, so I mean, yeah,
And then
much,
on top of that, you buy a house and what you think you got comes with a lot of surprises, especially when you're dealing with an older house. Even when it's renovated, you're going to have a lot of surprises.
yeah,
I mean, we've been through it. We've definitely
yeah.
been through it. Every house that we've been in the past has been older because I've always liked older historic homes. But now lately, I'm kind of starting to rethink the whole old home situation. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, it depends on the home. And it's
Right,
just, you know, homes have their own personality, their own history and stuff.
right,
So
right,
that's what makes them, you know, it makes it a unique and personal experience.
right. But yo, Kenton is in his last year, right?
No,
Last year? Almost last year.
almost,
Sorry, almost. He has one more year to go.
yeah,
So traditionally, for your traditional student in law
it's
school,
3 years.
it's usually 3 years, right? 3 years. But because Kenton is a non-traditional, obviously because he works full time, so his program is more of a 4-year program.
Plus
But
summers.
plus summers. But I still feel like it's whizzed by so quickly.
Yeah, you feel like it.
Well,
Yeah,
I know because I'm not the one doing it. But no,
yeah.
it's seriously, I feel like, dang, we got one more year.
We,
Well, I'm going through it with you.
yeah,
I
you're
got to
going
deal
through
with the
it.
moods. I got to deal with talk to him gently. Don't bother him this time. It's definitely going through with it together. I mean, no different than like with med school. I do feel, I don't forget. You went through it with me. You weren't there literally in class, so I get it. But you were there taking me sometimes when I'm throwing up before a test, when I'm nervous, when you can't really, I'm not functioning like a normal
No, no,
person,
I know,
right?
it's high,
It's tough.
it's tough, it's highly stressful, and yeah, so I know.
Yeah.
I don't,
Right. But I did come back and Kenton was eating quite a lot.
really?
What do you mean, really?
I don't-
Yes, yes, yes. But I guess in his defense, it's all a little nervous, anxious eating. But we're kind of trying to get back on track, definitely, myself included, because I feel so frustrated. Like, every year it's like, this is the year, and I'm still yet to do it. I feel like I've just stagnated. Um, but I think, it's not about beating yourself up. Every year, every
Just
day
keep, you guys keep trying.
is
I mean,
an
hopefully,
opportunity.
yeah, you know, I mean, the pandemic is waxing and waning. I mean, there's, you know, some things are shifting, and you know, hopefully,
Right.
you know, things are, you know, will start to, you know,
Yeah, I'm
shift. So
right.
yeah, you just keep pushing for it, just like with anyone else. You know, you just keep, you know,
Right.
be
I do
hopeful.
feel a sense of optimism. I don't know if it's just because of the spring. Although I must say, right now, for example, it's quite cold. It's really weird. It was like felt like spring, felt like summer. All my plants are outside, but then, like, I think we have to bring them back in because it's frosting overnight, possibly. So, but what I was saying is overall, I feel a sense of optimism as it gets a little bit warmer. And last weekend, which I'll share with you tomorrow, so we will have a vlog Sunday like I normally do. We went to this food truck event, large food truck event.
Food truck rodeo in Durham.
Right, and that
Yeah,
was really fun, right?
yeah, downtown Durham at the Durham Central Park,
Right,
Durham Park. Yeah.
right,
So yeah, because again, out here in the Raleigh Triangle area, Durham, it's a lot of growth that's going on. So so it's growing quite a
right.
bit. We have a lot of tech companies coming out here. It's Google's here, but they're putting out a headquarters. Apple's coming out, and then a lot of other tech companies. Amgen is setting up out here. So we're gonna have a lot of growth in the they're starting this year, and they're building in Cary and stuff. So
Right.
yeah, we just built a new hospital in Holly Springs.
Right. Someone was actually just asking, I saw the question, Kenton, what's your line of work now, presently? I guess, I don't know. You must be new then, maybe, to viewing us. But yeah, someone wants to know, I guess, in general, what's your line of work?
Right now, I moved to a different team in a department. I'm actually in privacy now. So my role in the healthcare system now is as a privacy analyst. I do investigations in regards to privacy breaches as well as education and stuff like that. So
So within the hospital care system.
yeah, so it's basically HIPAA, also in regards to statutory requirements, identity theft, stuff like that. So
Right.
yeah, working with the Office of Civil Rights, um, yeah, and the basically the Attorney General's office in regards to those issues. Yeah, we have a very good department and very proactive, and so it's very, it's very exciting. So, but yeah, it's in healthcare right now, and then and then law school in the evening,
Right.
and so henceforth. And for those that aren't familiar with law school, again, depending upon the school, but the majority of schools, the school that I'm in, the grading structure is a bell curve. So you're basically competing with your peers, and many of the upper classes basically have one exam, maybe two exams at the most, that will basically be your grade for the whole semester. So
Do you ever feel sort of insecure or unsure when you're competing with a lot of younger students? You know, because your average or typical law student, just like a typical med student, is in their 20s, maybe?
yeah, but in the evening program, the age is a little different. So I mean, we have a few, in their 20s, but the average age is really like 42, 38.
In the evening program,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is a smaller program than the general
yeah,
law school
yeah,
population.
because and almost all of us work, so or have families and
Right.
stuff. So it's a little different flavor, but the competition is still there. But then in some of the classes, like right now I'm taking civil rights litigation, and they're all day students. So yeah, I'm the only evening student in that class, but but yeah, no, it's
Right.
you hold your
But when
own.
you take the test, you're taking it with everyone, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
But the difference though is that again, being older, you have also more experience. So you have a more nuanced understanding. Like for example, in family law, when you have kids, you can actually talk about.
Right.
See, whereas for a young adult, it's more in a realm of theoretical.
Right. You're right. It's all just what they read in textbook. It's not
Right,
really
exactly.
real life.
But you can actually understand,
Right.
like, for example, we, in our discussions, one, in the evening students, when you have, many of them have already gone through a divorce or they have shared custody and stuff, so they can not only talk about it from a legal framework, but also from an experiential framework, having gone through that experience, and so understanding that. And that's really the thing is that, it's how it impacts people's lives and the lives of others, and that, and behind every statistic is a person. And so
Right.
I think that's the difference. It's no different than, attorneys that have that experience being in the system versus someone that is just, again, like I said, just coming out, and, it's not something that's personalized. It's no more
Right.
different than a physician that's been sick.
Right.
Been a patient.
Right. You definitely get a different
you get
point
a
of
different
view.
exactly. You get
Right.
a totally different point of view, and the same thing. That's why it's also the same thing. The experience of, having any type of profession that has a representation of the population they represent. And that's why
Right.
you need, people of color and to be in those professions because they bring valuable experience and relationships in regards to how those things impact, their communities. So,
Right. Right.
yeah.
Right. Now, do you feel like your impression of law school has changed from when you wanted to go in, before you were in and you were applying and, trying to get in, versus now that you're in it? and almost done, has your impression changed?
Well, of course, yeah, because again, you don't know what you're getting into until you're in it, right? It's like marriage.
It's like marriage. He thinks he's funny.
No, well, it is. You don't know until you get into it, and you're like, "What the hell did I get into?"
What did you get into?
One
What
hell,
did I get into?
yeah, one hell of a ride. No, I mean it's like anything, and so you have to, and it's 2/3 mental. That's the thing. That's the thing is just like with anything, any challenge. It's a lot of it, most of it's mental because it's highly stressful. It's highly competitive. It's really just massive amounts of information in a very specific time, a very narrow amount of time,
Right.
and you have to be able to, on the spot, recall it, if at all possible, frame it. It's about issue spotting, being able to see what is the true, elements of that issue, and then figure out a way how to determine the best approach to it. And sometimes there's not
Right.
one approach. See, that's the
Right.
thing.
I mean, that's kind of like medicine, to be
Yeah,
honest. You're presented with a problem, and then you have to analyze what really is in front of you and how to tackle it.
yeah.
Because there isn't always one
No,
answer.
what answer.
And the outcome is going to vary
Yeah.
depending on who's in front of you.
Right, and because also many times there's a lot of variables, things can
Right.
change, and so your analysis has to be flexible, and because in the end, that's really what you're trying to do is give the best advice,
Right.
and get the best outcome for your client. That's what you're fighting for, and ultimately is really your fight. The bigger picture is for society as well as a whole, as an aggregate. So, yeah, so it's just again, it's approach. But I think that but so we'll get there. I mean, first I got 5 more weeks before I finish the semester, and I still have summer.
Right. So, yeah, talking about the summer, something fun I'd like to do is, well, actually, yeah, you guys know I was in New York about 2 weeks ago. Has it been 2 or 3 weeks?
3
Maybe
weeks
about
now.
3 weeks. Can you read that? I don't know what. Yeah, I can't see that
Going
far.
back, it's talking to you. Do you
Oh,
think
really?
about going back to your profession as a physician anytime soon?
Do I think it's always in me. It's not like, yeah, it's one of those things where uh every week I get like I guess notifications about job offers to go back. So it's always like there sitting on my shoulder as a reminder, like, that's an option. You can always go back and go, medicine is worldwide, right? And for me, though, in the US, there's no state that doesn't need physicians. Right now, in this time of my life, however, I'm not necessarily running back to it. I feel like, I don't know. I feel right now that maybe that season of my life is permanently on hold, maybe. I can't tell you. All I know is that right now it's not something I really want to do. I like what I'm doing now, and I like where I think my life is gonna go. And I think there are different ways to help people without necessarily doing clinical medicine. So I don't know. Some days I think, man, this YouTube thing sucks, and being a content creator, um, you know, isn't as financially rewarding. But then on a personal level, it is very rewarding to me. I like creating content. I like reaching different people all over the world. I like making new friends. I like, lifting spirits in different ways. But does it make a lot of money right now for me? If I'm honest, no. I make more money in medicine. But again, I'm in a point in my life where is everything money? Is success only about the paycheck? No, because there were times in medicine where I was absolutely, like I've said before, miserable. There were times where, despite the paycheck, I was miserable. So, is that what I want to do with my life? Just focus on a paycheck? No. And again, because I will say a blessing and a curse that I'm able to do many different things, or I feel that I am capable of doing many different things and have a lot of different talents, as hopefully some of you can see. It's hard to just stick myself in one corner. And professions like medicine, you have to be fully dedicated and do only that. It's really hard to do medicine and do other things. I mean, there's some people who do that, but I'm one of those people where I'm 110% in it if I'm in it. So I would never want to be a bad doctor or the type of doctor that's doing medicine and selling Botox or selling whatever. That's just not me. So anyway, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
Kenton, what do you feel?
Well, I mean,
Seriously.
yeah, I think that, and you know, the backup plan is that I can always go on do my Only Fans.
What?
I could get into shape. Just, my Only Fans, set that up.
Y'all know about my
So-
OnlyFans? I only recently, by the way, learned about my OnlyFans. People are making big money
They're
on my
making money.
OnlyFans,
Well-
shaking their asses and stripping and, and maybe in their defense, maybe not all of them are stripping. Some of them are just sexually seductive and
But
suggestive without.
I would do one.
Which one will you be?
I'll be the chubby hubby. I'll sit there and eat ice cream. Like I do, slow. Say, ooh.
Who will pay to come watch Kenton eat
What?
ice cream?
If there's one thing I learned through this whole YouTube social media thing, which still
Right.
confuses the hell out of me, I don't know what
Right.
it is.
Right.
There's a market for everything.
Exactly.
I mean, I didn't know that you could sit there and whisper and people.
Yeah, that's the
What's that,
ASMR. Yeah.
And some people will listen, they'll pay for that.
Yeah.
I thought that was a speech impediment. But,
Yeah.
what do I know? I don't know.
Right.
That's why I'm
Right.
that's
There
why
is someone
I'm
for
sitting there
everyone.
suffering. I'm sitting there midnight studying, and I'm thinking, like, really? And it's eat.
What are you
They're
doing?
eating. They sit there and they're smacking their lips, and people will sit. They'll have 1 million views.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Exactly.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So there's got to be a market for someone eating a tub of ice cream.
Yeah. A vaguely Asian,
Big fat
overweight guy eating ice cream.
guy. It'll be comments. So relaxing. This takes away. I felt bad today, but when I watched that, I figured someone else was worse off. Thank you, chubby hubby.
Yeah. Is that your handle, Chubby Hubby?
Chubby hubby.
Right. So, yeah, maybe I should start a OnlyFans channel, huh? What would I be doing?
No, you're not. No, you're not doing OnlyFans. No.
Why can't I do OnlyFans?
No.
I've already got the lingerie picked out.
No.
Right?
No.
Really? That would be a problem?
Damn right, that's a problem.
Why?
Because I ain't that. No.
Yo, I need the money.
No, you don't.
I need the money.
No,
Y'all
you
need.
No, you don't. Self-respect is more than that.
Right.
I mean, look, if that's people want to do that thing, but that's it. That's it. I'm telling you something because you do the OnlyFans,
Right?
you ain't doing anything else. That's what I'm saying. That's a terminal. That's a decision.
Are you really? You think all these people that are doing OnlyFans, they
That's
don't
what-
have any other career choices ahead of them?
They ain't gonna be like Secretary of State. It could be anything.
Yeah.
No, trust me. It's just like anything else. That's why when they end it, if they change it, or they change the rules on it, which inevitably always happens, especially
Right.
with intellectual property rules and stuff. Because again, they have their content, but I don't know. Yeah, that's their content, or the content platform owns it, or if they restrict it, it's no different than the same thing with content creators for YouTube. They change their fair use rules, or anything type, or they change their algorithm in regards to payment adjustments. People
Right.
lose their minds because
Right.
it's completely, because you're still dependent upon the delivery platform.
Right.
And if that changes, or if that gets, some sort of regulatory guidance on it.
Right. Your
Yeah.
income is just
Trust
done.
me, because somehow, somewhere, someone's gonna go like, hey, you know what? We want that piece of that pie.
Right.
And
But no, seriously, I'm only joking, of course.
Of course you're joking.
Of course I'm joking. I
but
mean,
not me, chubby
You stupid.
Yeah, if the law school thing don't work out,
Yeah. There's a market out there for you.
there's market out always somewhere.
Right. No, I'm seriously joking. I think, especially as a female, where in society we are usually, I don't know, it's like judged by our physical appearance, and for a lot of females who rely on their looks only, and then when that goes, it's like, now what? So I'm definitely one of those people who thinks that yes, you should look cute, and if it can work in your favor, why not? But you should definitely make sure that you develop your intellect, and you can
always
do
have something
things
else.
right, and that you have a fallback, and that you're, who you are as a person is not just tied into your physical appearance. Because I honestly hope that even, God forbid, if something were to happen to me physically, because I often ponder that thought, would people still like me, or would people still think I'm a good person, or could I do the things that I want to do without my physical appearance? And I think absolutely.
Yeah, that's why you develop all aspects of yourself. I think
Absolutely.
you don't want to be as full faceted, multidimensional.
Right.
Be your authentic self. Don't depend on only, just like don't depend on one source of income.
Right.
Or depend on one
It's all
source.
about multiple streams of
It's the
income.
same thing, but it's also about personal development.
Right.
Strengthening different things. Yeah, we all have one or two things that we're very strong on, and then those things we want to develop them, but at the same time, not to the exclusion where like you're so focused on your looks, but you don't develop yourself spiritually, or you don't develop yourself socially, or your compassion or your emotional intelligence goes down.
Right.
You don't want to sit there and stunt yourself, because like anything, like you say, things change, and then you can't adapt.
Right.
That's all. So yeah, if you're doing my OnlyFans, hey, power to you if that what works. But again, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's it. Keep continuously improve and develop yourself. So
Right.
So there's no, everyone has their perspective on those things. So there's no hate for that. If you do it, you do it. Just
Right.
don't.
But you don't want your wife doing it.
Hell no. But that's what I'm saying. There's other people, they want, do it. But no. Would you want? Hey, reverse it. Would you want me to do my OnlyFans?
You know what? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it would bother me as much.
It depends on the demographic that I'm picking up.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know if I want to go there, but, nah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, hey, if you're not having sex with these people, if they somehow just enjoy looking at you and you're doing stuff in front of the camera and they're throwing money at you because that's what that's what their kink is, I don't know if that would really bother me. But then knowing you, if I step back, I know you, and I would think like, what a waste. Like, really? That's where you think your talent is? Like, I know you can do so much more.
Let me tell you something. In all honesty, what'll probably happen is that I will have to have more refunds.
What do you mean?
I'd be like in the news. My OnlyFans first,
He scammed them?
No, I have to refund because they're like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. I watched it and I got nauseous.
Stop. Don't beat yourself up like that.
You owe me money for my doctor's bill.
I was traumatized.
I was traumatized. I'd be like, I'd be on YouTube being like, I would say.
What are you doing?
I thought it was a good idea. Or they all do. 5 things I've learned about my OnlyFans. 1,
Right.
Don't do refunds. 2, have a trigger warning.
Right.
I'll be the first my OnlyFans with a trigger warning.
Right. That's right. Trigger you.
May cause nausea.
Stop.
Object horror.
Maybe that's why they'll tune in. Y'all come see this. Come see this.
A pervasive feeling of hopelessness.
Stop. What's wrong with you? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I would do.
No, Kenton. I am sure there's someone that would appreciate watching you.
You'd be the only one. You'd be sitting there. I'd be like, how come I only have one subscriber, and it's you.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, that is not our career path. That is not our career
Oh
path,
my God.
obviously. That is not our career
So
path.
ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess it's just crazy, but I'm telling y'all, if you don't know anything about my OnlyFans, look it up. If you don't know anything about it, there are these young people. I don't even know if they're all young.
No,
But there are these people with like zero talent, zero
Wow.
nothing, that are just on there making money just because of their seductive.
Is that a talent? Being seductive?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
Anyways, it's a platform.
I don't
They're
know.
promoting themselves. You know,
Right.
It
I
is
don't
what
know.
it is.
I don't know. Anyway, y'all, so tomorrow definitely look out for a vlog, a very fun, happy, feel-good vlog tomorrow. And also during the week, I'll try to upload a bit more because I needed time once I got home to kind of reset and really figure out what I wanted to do, for the next quarter. And yeah, hopefully I will go back to New York in May. I'm hoping the children will come with us because I know people were like, oh, when are the children gonna come? Why haven't your children visited?
Because they have school.
Because they got school, because they're in college. Khalid is, working out of state, so his schedule and the other two schedule is just not going to align.
Yeah.
And Kareem and Mariam, yeah, they're in college full time, so it's not like they could just come. But yeah, which brings me to Kareem. Yeah, so proud of Kareem, you guys. So proud of Kareem. He just got accepted to be an RA. An RA is a resident advisor in his, I guess, for his dorm. So we're really proud of him. And why it really means a lot to us and to me in particular is I used to be an RA back in college. So it's so weird to think like, 20, 30 years later, here's my son now going to be an RA. So he had to apply. He had to go through an application process, an interview, and then he got selected. Of course, he was nervous about applying. I'm like, Kareem, I know you can do it. I know you can do it. You got it. You're really, he's a responsible person, as you guys can see. He's responsible. He's mature. He's sensitive. And yet on the same time, he's not so imposing or, he's just one of those people that will make a good listener and a very sensitive, easygoing person. He makes
not
people,
judgmental.
right. He puts people at ease.
Yeah.
So I thought like you would be a great sort of ambassador for your school and also just to help the younger college students coming
freshmen and stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, he just got accepted, and the pro or the positive or the cherry on top is you get free room and board for the year, when you do that job and that position. And then even beyond that, I think it's important the connections he will make, the connections as he moves on into real life outside of college. So we're just, really proud of him.
And the leadership training and experience and stuff.
Right. So during the times where I feel why this is sort of important in general, and I think for all of us parents, is sometimes when you question your life choices or you question what you're doing in life, I always just think, well, I did pretty good with the kids, or we did pretty good with the kids, even if things didn't always look like they were right with us. And that's, maybe me being hard on ourselves or hard on myself. I know that in general, people think we're successful or we're good people and all of that, but there's a lot of things that I still want to do with my life. And sometimes it's frustrating that it doesn't move fast enough, or that there isn't the clarity that I would want. So when I stop and I think about what we do with the children or our young adults, I always feel like, well, we did that right. In many ways we did that right because they really are good human beings.
There's some people to mention that their children were RAs as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Awesome. Yeah, no, it's a good experience it's really good experience for them. You know, they learn to be ambassadors for their school. They learn to be leaders. They learn to have, you know, just to be have a lot more confidence. So yeah, and a lot of the friends that I made, you know, at Cornell as an RA, I still have now. I still know these people as adults. You know, we've all grown up and gotten older, but we still know each other. What is that? Somebody said.
That's what an RA is. It's a resident advisor.
Oh, yeah, RA, resident advisor. Basically, the person who kind of helped you navigate sometimes while you were in college. You know, basically having a student peer outside of your professors or outside of your TAs, teaching assistant type thing.
But,
this is someone in the dorm or residential life.
But what's important is that, you know, in order to be a resident advisor, you have to be someone that is also a good listener and that is able to deal with all kinds of people.
Right.
See, that's the thing, whether it be LGBTQT, whether it be,
especially nowadays, there's so much more, difference
or just dealing with
than before even.
You know, just dealing with different backgrounds and the social economic, experiences and just being able to, again, meet people where they are without judgment and being able to help them navigate not on top of the challenges of being in school, but also in networking and finding themselves, as young adults.
Right.
And being a positive versus a critical force, that, hey, things will be okay, you can make it, and work their way, and in providing that kind of support, being away from home. So that's why it's important to have individuals like that. So that's why it's great that you were an RA. So
Right.
and for everyone else out there, but that are RAs and stuff like that. So it's kudos, because it's
Well, it's just sort of one step towards the more you do, the more you can do.
Right.
So it's like, when you can get your child to do something that they thought they couldn't do, as they move on, they're going to do bigger and better things. That's just one step. And then Khalid, the oldest, of course, he is applying to medical school. And sometimes we're still surprised that he wants to even be a doctor, because he watched our experience and my experience in particular, and he saw how difficult and challenging it was in primary care. So there was a time where he said, nah, he would never want to go into primary care. He would never want to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And then here he is applying. So, I'm proud of him too.
And so it's his own decision.
Right. It had nothing to do, I'm sure we influenced in terms of environment, but we did not tell him.
We influenced him initially not to do it.
Right.
Because he saw how hard it is. And not that it's hard, that's just a challenge in the environment right now, which is still a challenge.
Right.
In providing primary care in a way that's responsive to the community and as a solo provider, and it's just a struggle in a small town to be a solo provider economically and just emotionally, and dealing with just the various issues, and it can be a challenge. People don't realize it, and there's some people, quite frank, some patients and some people feel that that it's an entitlement. And therefore, mutual respect is not a reciprocation. It's just like, you owe this to me to give me whatever I want.
Right.
And
we become order takers, and that's the part you don't learn in medical school.
But the point is that
the disrespect that you're going to get from people also.
On top of that, it's just the thinking is that, wait a minute, it's order taking, but you may not have the best interests of yourself. You may say, I want this pain medicine,
right,
but it's going to make you addicted.
Right.
But I want it now. If you don't give it to me, you're a bad doctor. We have those. I go quite frank. We had individuals like that.
Right.
And they were just nasty individuals. And some people may get offended by it, but it's the truth.
Right.
They
don't necessarily do things in their best interest.
They're not in their best interest because they're not in the right frame of mind.
Right.
And they're trying. All they're looking at for immediate payoff, which is relief of pain, but the long term is addiction and disruption and dysfunction, not to themselves, but to their loved ones and family. And that's the truth.
Right.
And everyone wants
Well,
to,
and that's a problem mostly, I would say, in America.
Yeah,
the way
yeah,
things
yeah.
are
No, in
set
general,
up.
yeah, yeah.
Outside of America, I can't speak on
So,
it because I don't know what the healthcare system is like.
No, but if you're the type of doctor that says no,
right.
those type of individuals take that as an affront, and then you're a bad doctor. Versus see the other kind of doctor that that goes ahead and does whatever they do.
Right.
And it's like they make their choices, but it becomes very, very difficult as a solo provider, and
Right.
unfortunately.
So I guess the point is, as you can see, we've been through it with the medicine. We've been through it, the journey, and Kenton's been there all the way with me. So I know for a lot of people, they look at me and they think, oh, well, she seems so young. When is she going to go back to medicine and be a doctor?
Is that the
It's
voice
like,
they use?
yeah, that's the voice in my head. Because I'm kind of like, yeah, I look young, but honey, I've spent, over 20 years in medicine. I've had enough, okay? I've had enough. And I would like to use the rest of my youth to do other things. I was tired. I had enough.
Yeah, no. So
there are different ways to serve people.
right, exactly. There's different ways to serve and to help.
And I feel like I've
also.
passed on the baton to my son.
Yeah.
To our son. I feel like
Your
I've
son.
passed it. Yeah, it's my son.
Your
It's my
son.
son. I had
Your
him by
son.
myself.
I'm still waiting for the test results.
I had him by myself.
I'm still waiting for the test. Exactly, that's how it is.
So, yeah.
Still waiting for test results.
Yeah, he's still waiting. Continue to wait.
That's why I'm going to do a 23andMe.
You've been saying that. We need to just order the test.
No, but you know what happens? If you do 23andMe, see, this is the other thing people don't realize. Is
Right.
that your data goes into a database, right?
Right.
You say, well, what's the big deal? They sell that data to researchers.
Ken is so paranoid about people and data. That's why we can't have Alexa. If you guys
No.
watched the video
Don't-
where I was so excited that my brother's Alexa was listening to me, I would say, Alexa, play Beyonce. And Alexa would play Beyonce and I would have a great time. Well, we don't have Alexa because Kenton is paranoid that
Stop
all of
paranoid.
these services steal your data.
It goes into a cloud.
Okay.
And they store it. They don't delete it.
Mm-hmm.
So you may sit in there thinking, hey, Alexa, what's this? And then you're sitting there and you didn't turn it off and you're having a conversation or something like that. And it goes.
Really?
Yes. And it goes into a cloud and then it can get pulled without your knowledge of it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And
So they take this information, what are they going to learn? Or how is that going to help them?
well, first of all, there's a lot of things they do. One thing is that they can do market research.
Right.
You ever notice why, like, you may look up for something on your phone and next you're getting ads? You think that's just like, it just
Yeah, I
happens?
see that.
But that's the minimal.
Right.
The maximal is that you can do a lot of data extraction where you can pinpoint and target people where they are, where they're going, how they track people. They do. Just like now, you got Elon Musk talking about a neural chip that they're looking at trying to get approval to start implanting into people's heads.
Kenton, you're starting to sound a little crazy.
Read the news. How do I sound crazy if I'm telling you that's what they're doing?
Well, but I mean, on an individual level, sure, as a collective, they're collecting this data. I get that because it helps them with market research to develop new products, to see what people like. But me as an individual, how is that going to hurt me? Because if they know what I'm ordering or
Okay, let me get-
if I have Alexa, how does it personally hurt me or you?
Well, okay, so let me give you an example. So say right now that you do 23andMe.
Right, 23andMe, okay, but back to
and
that.
they take, right, exactly. They take your DNA and they put it through. And so now they do, say, a murder investigation, right? And they're trying to isolate and say, oh, this is the person. And because, again, they have your data, they may sit there and go like, oh, well, this person looks like they're a suspect, right?
Okay.
And only because somehow in that data pool that they
Right.
pull, it looks like because you're in that area. Doesn't mean that it is. So then they go ahead and they do what they do is they release the information and say like, we're looking for this individual, we're gonna bring you in. They bring you in and it gets leaked to the public or to the news that they have a suspect now, and that suspect is you.
Okay.
But you're innocent. But now, because that's put out there, you lose your job, which has happened. It goes on record, even though you're a suspect. For example, say it's a tragic case that a child was murdered, even though it's not you, but because of that public DNA, they didn't get a warrant. They didn't go through some vetting process. They just pulled it out because it's owned by another company, so that's how they get around to it.
All because you took the 23andMe
Because
test?
you took that 23andMe test.
Really?
Yes. Look it up. I'm not being some crazy conspiracy, but that's how it is.
Exactly. People with all these conspiracy theories.
No, but that, because you see it now, because it's no different now when they sit there, because the old way is just like what they do now. They say, oh, we have a suspect. We have a suspect. They put a person on there, okay, and they say this is the suspect. But that person, after court, finds out they're innocent. But now it's already public record. It's on social media.
Sure.
And so when this person goes and tries to get a job, they won't even get an interview, and they'll never know why.
Yeah, I mean, all those things I get are real. But I'm like, just because of 23andMe or Alexa?
Because the difference is that because it's part of now a new way to get information on someone without having to go through a warrant, without having to go through a subpoena. That's the issue. The issue is that the protective, even though porous methods of trying to protect, like getting a search warrant,
right?
You don't need that if I can go ahead and go around and go through 23andMe because I'm doing a generalized search, okay? And the argument would be it's no different than because the argument is going to be just like if you went and you threw trash out, right? If I went ahead and had a napkin with my DNA and I throw it out in the trash and the trash goes out to the curb, the police can pick that up without having a warrant.
Okay.
Because the argument is that's trash. I threw it out. But they can take that DNA, extract it, run it through their database, and if they get a hit, alleged hit, because again, nothing's perfect. But it's close enough for them, they can sit there and arrest you and accuse you of a crime. And then even if you're exonerated, and we know sometimes takes months, it costs a lot of money, you're fighting this, you're innocent, but the damage is done. You've lost your savings, you could have lost your house, your relationship, your wife looks at you sideways. No, man, I wasn't with that hooker. I mean, stuff happens, man. It's not being paranoid. These are legitimate issues. You know, just like with well, I can go on and on talking about that. That's a whole. We can have a whole nother episode that we can go on. I mean, I can go on for days about stuff. But
so
it's not
y'all,
conspiracy.
I won't be getting Alexa in my house apparently.
It goes
apparently.
This cloud thing. People got to think about this stuff because we're giving up data so readily.
But sometimes the cloud can be very helpful, though.
Yeah, if you want to catch, if you
sometimes you want to catch the cloud can be very helpful.
If you want to catch,
save your information.
Yeah, if you want to catch your murderer, domestic violence, cheating spouse, it has happened where the Alexa's on and you're out of the house and your partner's having an illicit affair and it's recording it. As a matter of fact, I think there's one case where that's what happened. The husband or partner was having an affair and it recorded it, and the other estranged spouse was able to pull it down and provide proof of it. So and in the divorce proceedings, things didn't work out for the other guy. But so I mean, so it is, it does, it opens up a lot of different scenarios. So
comment below if you have Alexa. I really want to know how many people have Alexa or Siri, right?
Siri, yeah.
But don't we all have Siri on our phones? We all have Siri on our smartphones.
I don't know. But
yeah, I think we all have Siri on our smartphones.
You gotta turn it on. I don't turn mine on. I don't use that stuff. I have eyes and ears. I don't need that stuff. If I can read.
Kenton is old fashioned.
A phone is a phone. That's the other thing. That's the other thing too. Is like at work, I call people and they'd be surprised. Hey, you guys sent me an email. How you doing? They don't even know how. People aren't used to talking anymore.
Right.
They're used to, and it's like, why are you going back and forth on the email? Pick up a phone.
Right.
There should be a rule that if you send an email that has only 3 lines in it, pick up the phone.
Right.
Because it's like what? Because or you end an email.
I mean, there I will agree with you. I prefer to have conversations in person or on the phone, because some things are too serious
or I
or
am.
misconstrued.
If you do I am, okay, that's
Right,
fine too,
instant
because then
message.
it's going back and forth, and that
Right.
makes sense. But an email,
Right.
I mean, that's not, I think that's the thing. It's just like, you got to talk to people, pick it up. And
Right.
it's turning into a
People's
lot
get
of art.
things get misconstrued or
Absolutely.
right, misunderstood, and there's some things you just can't tell from just a text.
You don't need Siri. You got me.
What do you mean?
What is it? Kentry. It's
Kentry.
Kentry. Hey, honey, what's this? Look this up. Can you find me this?
It's called Google.
You know?
Google this, Google that.
Yeah.
But then sometimes
Google Assistant too.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between Google and Siri or Alexa?
Well, I don't think Google Assistant talks. That's the thing. It's just something online. You put it in.
Right. It's just a
it's
engine search.
It's an engine search, but
Right.
with Siri, you have a voice, and So.
Right. Well, anyway, that was interesting. Even I'm learning something new, but I don't know. I don't know. Somehow I think Siri and Alexa seems very convenient.
Yeah, conveniently until you realize, they got your data and stuff, and then you're like, what? Same thing with your genetics. So you go back to 23andMe, but now they got your genetics, and then they're selling that. They're selling your genetic information. So it's sort of like, so what do you really own? Well, it's more personal than your own genetic profile, your genetic identity. All right. So, I mean, people get twisted by just if you sell their own likeness of their picture, but your genetic profile that really that tells where you come from, what you have, your disease profile, all those things. See, kind of makes you think, right? So.
All right, y'all. I think we've been talking enough. If I stay here any longer with Kenton, I'm gonna start getting paranoid.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, okay. See, that's the I can't help it. What am I gonna do?
You're back to your ASMR. This is your impression.
I'm trying to give something for other people. Maybe some people don't like heavy talk, so maybe I like to eat pizza.
Just stop that.
Apples and oranges.
Ken, bye. Say bye.
Bye, folks. We love you guys. We appreciate everything.
See you tomorrow.
We'll try to keep this up. Sorry for being away so long.
Right. You see, I have to beg him to come up here. And then when he comes up here, you see, he's fine. Life of the introvert.
You just gotta give me stuff that I talk about. But,
All right, y'all. Bye.
Be safe and take care of yourselves. See you soon.
All right, Boo, you have to turn off now, right?
Oh, is that
because
how
you're closer.
That's how it works.
What does someone say?
Score one. Keep your family safe. That's right. Be safe. Love you guys.
Wait, you guys swipe up or something.
What?
Or is there an X? There's an X there. See, we haven't done this for so long.
I know, right? Slow.